You're watching Big 2, Midland, Odessa. Big 2 News is on Amazon Alexa. Get your real news by real people today. And now, your Big 2 local weather authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Well, good morning, everybody. Everything sure is cold out there here in West Texas. And also notice that very, very thick cloud cover overhead, giving us a light freezing drizzle. All that's accumulating on the roadways. Notice that kind of sheen there on the roadways. We've got a little bit of ice out there, so please be careful driving around. Traffic's still moving pretty steadily for the most part. I think they're on I-20, but again, be careful driving around. Thanks to the West Texas State Bank weather cam. We've got a good look at that right now. And we've also got some very cold conditions out there. Odessa, Midland, Big Spring, and Snyder, all exactly the same temperature we were this time yesterday. But notice along I-10 and south of I-10, we're dropping off very significantly. That cold front hadn't quite moved through by this time yesterday, and now it's slowly shifting down to the south and west. Temperatures still above freezing in Big Bend and Presidio, but everywhere else here across West Texas below that 32-degree freezing mark. It is very cold outside, so give yourself a little extra time to defrost those windows and windshields on your car and everything like that, and also make sure you bundle up. Today, we're not even getting as warm as we did yesterday. Our high temperature did come through at midnight at 37 degrees. Our afternoon temperatures barely picked up about 31, 32 degrees, but today we're only picking up to 33 degrees, just a tiny, tiny bit above that 32-degree freezing mark. And so it's only going to be a little while that we're above freezing. We've only got a small window of time to melt over some of this ice that's accumulating on the roadway. And even then, most of us across the higher elevations where we have this freezing fog advisory, not likely to pick up above freezing for any significant amount of time. So please be careful driving around today. Here's a look at that freezing fog advisory expiring at 6 p.m., by the way, Central Time, or 5 p.m. Mountain Time, because we've got a ton of excess moisture flowing in from the south and west right now. Now that's tracking off to the north and east, indicating a lot of very thick cloud cover. But even here in the basin, we've got a lot of freezing drizzle. So again, please be careful. And that's not all. We may even have some winter weather on the way. Winter weather advisory outlined for some of our northeasternmost counties and a lot of counties outside of our viewing area, both to the east and west, because we've got a little upper level system that's beginning to form, bringing some snow off to western New Mexico. Eventually, that's going to track to the east, and it'll make its way through overnight tonight here in West Texas. But switching over to the model, notice it's running very, very heavy in terms of that snowfall. So keep that in mind. Now, as that upper level system makes its way through West Texas, it's going to combine with that cold air that we got thanks to that cold front. And remember, this model is running pretty heavy. It's already showing some snow in some places that's not actually on the satellite and radar. So it still gives us a good look as for what we can expect as far as kind of the worst case scenario. So I'm okay with showing it, because once we get to this evening, overnight tonight, again, we've got kind of a worst case scenario. This is about the maximum snowfall we can expect. It really just depends on how much that moisture wants to track forward towards the north and west. Now, going forward from there, notice by 8 a.m. we're still looking at some pretty thick snowfall according to this model. That kind of counterclockwise rotation, very apparent here. But again, once we get to around 9 a.m., we should start to see most of that snow, most of the instability moving out. Now, until we get there, we've got a lot of ice on the roadways today, so please be careful. Some of that, we've seen reports of black ice. So again, be very careful driving around this morning. Temperatures barely picking up above freezing by 33 degrees for our high in Odessa, Midland. So if we do get to see some of that ice melt over, chances are it's not going to evaporate. It's just going to refreeze over again. Tomorrow morning's our low at 26, and then we'll pick up to 43 on Thursday. Wow. Now that 20% chance for rain, snowfall refers to chances just before midnight here in Odessa, Midland. That 40% on Thursday is more for the AM hours. So add them up, it's about 60% chance to see some snowfall, be it light or heavy, anything like that. I'm kind of tending towards more light snowfall than anything, but either way, it is going to collect on the roadways, and it's going to come on top of a layer of ice more than likely. So tomorrow morning, be very careful. Be a little more careful today, or sorry, be a little more careful tomorrow than you are this morning. Be careful. But this weekend, actually pretty nice.
Be careful this morning as well. There's easy bus rider closures. Both in Midland and Odessa, all those routes are closed today. Also, there are a lot of learning centers that have been calling us during the show saying that they're closed as well. So we'll keep you updated on Facebook throughout the day with all of those places that are going to be closed due to those road conditions. Just be careful driving today. All right, well, thanks for those updates, Chase. And